Hello everyone, Blackhawk69 for yet another Cadillac Racing Academy track guide. This week we are running at a Sonoma IndyCar Racing League layout, which means a slower track without the killer NASCAR Turn 11. Sonoma is a meaner version of Mid-Ohio. This track wreaks havoc on a car balance. Up and down hills will give you headaches. Crazy hesses will test your throttle control skills. As of this video, there is still no data for the lap times both in the Cadillac or in the Kias. But I can tell you that a low 35 will be a decent race pace with the Kia running closer to 40s. There's plenty of braking zones, so if you are in control of your car, passing will be easy this week. Really, the track will be your worst enemy. This is one of the toughest tracks on the service. Not tough to get right, tough to survive. Practice big time. Do stints of 10 laps. If you can keep it on track 10 laps and stay in the 35s or 36s, you're ready to race. Stay away from the other drivers. This will easily become a case of last man standing, which means you don't need to be fast. Once again, you need to be consistent. If you're slow but you keep it on track, a lot of faster drivers will make mistakes, will go off track, and you'll pass them. Easy as that. Let a few laps go to see how everyone behave, and then start pressuring. Plenty of blind corners, meaning good use of your F3 box to see traffic and be mindful of the yellow flag in the upper left corner of your screen. Not sure about a great amount of participation this week, as it will be a killer of both security rating and IR rating. But for the real hardcore racers, let's take a look at this complex 11 turns circuit. Alright, here we go. Start finish line, you're in fourth gear. Turn 1 is pretty simple. You go pedal to the metal. Turn 2 is pretty tricky because you can carry a lot of speed in here. You just have to be careful with your braking since it's a uphill braking zone. Most of the weight will be on the rear wheels, which means the front will be easy to lock up. So what I do is I make my braking zone much longer. This is actually a turn I have a hard time doing perfectly. You really need to be careful because coming into turn 2 is uphill, and coming out of turn 2 is downhill. So once again, throttle control will be very important. Now, as I said, you can carry much more speed than you think, since coming in you're uphill. Be wary because even though it's a very important braking zone coming into turn 2, I suggest against passing there. You better set up the pass coming out because it's kind of a long stretch if you would, coming into turn 3 and turn 3A. So what you need to do is aim for the straightest line for the third A that is going uphill, the left-hander going uphill. Still carrying a lot of speed here. Sometime, depending on the speed I got from turn 2, I won't even press on the brake before hitting 3A, which is the top of the crest. But you have to gauge your speed, because it's really easy to once again overrun this turn, since you're going downhill coming out of it. You need to be careful once again. As you can see, it's a very dangerous track. When you get to turn 4, it's a heavy braking zone. What's gonna help you is it's downhill, so a lot of weight on the front tires, a lot of braking power. I start braking pretty much when the curb finishes. It's a very tight turn, so you need to hug the inside curb as much as possible to be able to press on the gas quickest. We are still in third. We never upshifted from the third. This is where we're actually gonna upshift coming into turn 5. You need to be careful, because if you go pedal to the metal all the way, you're gonna slide and actually lose speed. So what I do is I don't coast, because coasting is really close to idle, but I play with the throttle trying to find grip. So we go through turn 5, pretty basic turn. Here is a good passing point against the Kias. Turn 6 is wicked, because as you start into turn 6, it's a long left-hander. You're in 4th, you're carrying a lot of speed. There's kind of a jump, there's like a dip into turn 6 before the turn stabilizes. So be careful where you brake. Once again, braking zones will vary, will be different from person to person. So find your braking zones. Are you early braker, late braker? You need to figure that out, and it's gonna help you a lot with setup building. So going downhill on turn 6, you can carry a lot of speed, but just be careful. Just like the chute at Watkins Glen, you can lose the rear end, and here goes your lap. So I tend to stay outside of the turn to carry as much speed as I can, and coming right in the middle of the turn, about here, I turn inside to aim for the curb. I start pressing the gas. I don't floor it, because you'll overshoot the exit. But I find just the right spot for the late apex. So you can see I hit the end of the curb, and I aim for the outside curb right here on the turn 6, which is going to bring to, I guess, one of the back stretches. If you get it right, this is a good spot to overpass, to pass a Cadillac or a Kia. So you are still in 4th. You didn't touch speed. You didn't downshift into turn 6, and you go into a pretty quick stretch, which is going to bring you to 5th gear and into another hard braking zone into 7 and 7A. So once again, depending on how much speed you carry, you really need to find your rhythm. A lot of people ask me for more precise track marks, where I brake and stuff, but truth be told, when you're in a race, it's really hard to adjust, and maybe because I'm not quick enough at the moment, or not consistent enough, it might be a reason, but I really go into rhythm. I find my pace, and you know, it's like playing music, I guess, and I brake by heart, gauging my car speed. So right-hander, it's a very sharp, I guess, two turn into one. They call it 7A. Hard braking, you're downshift in second. You hug the right curb, the only curb really there is. I play a little bit with my throttle, find more speed. Still hugging the right hand curb. As I come out right here, I press on the gas, and I aim for the apex, the end of turn 7, I believe it is. So I'm gonna ride barely the curb, upshifting to third. Here I'm actually short shifting to prevent wheel spin, and you get into a complex set of S's. So here they lose me because they have no name for these turns, so I guess they don't really consider them as turns. It's just one S, and I'm aiming for the center of the S, upshifting to 4th speed. Here you need to sacrifice a little bit of speed so you can get into turn 8 as quickly as turn 8A. Sorry, this is getting complicated. So here is 8. You need to sacrifice speed to be able to get to 8A, because it's followed by a long stretch. So you need to be able to press on the gas as soon as possible to carry as much speed as you can, where here will be a good passing zone for Kias especially. We're coming into 9 and 9A, heavy braking zone. You're in 4th or even 5th gear here. You're gonna downshift into a 2nd gear. Once again, you're gonna sacrifice 9A right here to carry as much speed as to accelerate as quickly as possible through 9A, and be mindful of the curbs because they unsettle the car a big deal. So here with full throttle, we're gonna get through the gears from 2nd to 5th actually. Turn 10 is pretty basic. We hug the curb, careful not to spin the tires. Okay, we're now going into turn 11, the last turn of the circuit, which is going to be heavy braking. I start braking pretty much where the curve finishes in turn 10. I brake. I follow the yellow line, and yeah, you come from 5th to 2nd, and it's really hard to explain this one. I guess you really need to cut the curb as much as possible, and you know, it's crazy. I try to carry a good speed, not too so the car won't be oversteery too much. Kind of trying to get it understeery. So you cut the curb on the right, and you press the gas, and that's why I try for the turn to be understeery, so I can be on the gas as soon as possible to set up for the start finish line and carry as much speed as possible, because once again this is going to be a passing spot. So yeah, there we have it. This is a crazy lap around Sonoma. So let's watch it on real time. Okay, here we are at full speed lap around Sonoma. Please take a few seconds to admire my work on the right hand side of the dash. This took me a whole evening to figure it out. So I want to give a big shout to a guy I like on YouTube, simracingmedia, who gave me the idea. So hopefully you enjoyed this track, guys. It's pretty hectic track. It's short, but there's a lot of things happening all the time. You're gonna get bored around here. So yeah, once again, I appreciate you guys watching. My channel is really picking up, and I like this thanks to the Cadillac community. You guys are the best. So please like, subscribe, and comment on my videos. I would appreciate it. So for Target Sim Sport, this is Blackhawk 69 driving the 24 Cadillac, and hopefully I'll see you driving stuff on the track.